What's up, people on the internet? On today's Krakens Comics, we're going to do a post wrap-up of New York Comic Con 2016. Big show just ended a few days ago, and I wanted to share some of my experiences, and I want to talk about some of the things that you guys posted on social media while you were there. I just wanted to thank Repop for putting New York Comic Con together. I don't think we as the fans really appreciate the hard work it takes to put a massive show like this together. If you think about all the things that take place during the 4 days, someone had to organize that, put it together, schedule it. I mean, that's mind-blowing to me. It's a huge event attended by thousands of people, so there's bound to be some things that go wrong. You can't have a show of this size and not have something go wrong, not have some issues. With that said, there are some things that Repop needs to address, and there are some things that they need to take back to the drawing board because they're not working. First thing I want to talk about is the tickets. I went all 4 days, but I had to buy single day passes for each day. So I spent a little bit more money. I'm not really complaining because a lot of you guys out there couldn't get the tickets that you wanted and ended up not going at all. Thursday tickets were still available up until the day before the show started. So you did have that option available to you. I mean, no one wants to go on Thursday. Everyone wants to go on a Saturday. Each ticket had to be assigned to a person with a fan verified profile. And the system was put in place to prevent scalpers from buying tickets in bulk and then reselling them online. Did it really stop scalpers from buying tickets? Not really. Did it make their job a little bit harder? Somewhat. One of the things that Repop stressed until they were blue in the face was that tickets were non-transferable. So if you couldn't make it to the show, Repop said you couldn't give it to a friend, and basically you had to eat the money that you spent. I just want to let you know that was 100% not true. I could have given my ticket to a monkey and they would have been able to get in. As long as your ticket was assigned to a fan verified profile and activated, anybody could have used it. There was nobody checking IDs. There was no way they could do that with the amount of people trying to get in. The only way it would not have worked is if obviously an adult tried to use a kid's ticket on Sunday, or you had to pick up your tickets from will call because you had to show your ID. One of the things I liked about the tickets this year was they had these towers all about the show floor. And all you had to do was tap your badge and it would enter you into a contest or a giveaway. And there were some booths that were involved. There was one booth was giving a life-size Darth Vader replica. And, you didn't have to go in and sign your name and email address. Everything was assigned to your account. So all you had to do was tap your badge and you were automatically entered. So I thought that was really cool. All right, next I want to talk about the lines. Oh, the lines. This was my 9th New York Comic Con, and I've never seen the lines like the way they were this year. If you missed a deadline to have your tickets shipped or you were coming from out of town, you had to pick up your tickets from will call. On Thursday, I got there at 9 a.m., 1 hour before the doors opened, walked right up to security, got my bag checked, got my ticket scanned, went outside the Javits Center, lined up. 10 o'clock on the dot, the doors opened. I was on the show floor at 10:04. People who had to pick up their tickets from will call waited 2 to 2.5 hours just to pick up their tickets. This is absolutely insane. So if you were part of that process, let me know how it went down in the comment section because I'm super curious. I mean, my question is, were there only like 2 people working the will call line, or was it just that many people trying to pick up tickets? Because the thing is, if you have to wait 2.5 hours to pick up your ticket and then get online to get into the show, you're looking at a good solid 3 hours before you're walking through the door. By that point, panels are capped, photo ops and autographs are sold out. Any chance of getting a New York Comic Con exclusive, gone. So in Repop's defense, you could have picked up your tickets from will call the day before on Wednesday. But if you're coming from out of town, that really doesn't help you because that's another night that you have to spend in a hotel. It's not so easy to get into the city just to pick up tickets and then have to leave again. So Repop needs to fix that. Again, I wasn't there. So if you were part of it, again, just let me know how it went down in the comments section. Do they need to like double the will call staff, or do they need to extend the deadline for shipping out the tickets? I don't know, but something needs to be done. I don't know what happened on Friday. Friday was a complete mess. Normally what they do is they take the first few thousand people and they bring them downstairs into this giant queue hall. And once that fills up, they start lining you up outside. When I got there on Friday, again at 9 a.m., the line was wrapped around the building. So it went down 39th Street to the West Side Highway, along the entire length of the Javits Center, which is 5 blocks long, to 34th Street, and then back up to 11th. So I got on at the end of the line. Doors open up at 10 o'clock. I got to the building at 10:40, which is not that bad. But people who got online in half an hour after I did waited 3 hours just to get inside. So I don't know if they used the downstairs queue hall. I don't know if they were using it for an event, but it just seemed like they started the line at the security check. The thing that was the worst is right before I got to the security check, about 100 people came off the street and just cut the line. Honestly, I would say the majority of them didn't know because that's normally where you would enter to get in line. But they just cut thousands and thousands of people, and people started yelling and screaming. And of course, in the world that we live in today, everyone's for self. Nobody cared. No one got out of line. There was no staff there to monitor. There was nobody on a megaphone. There was no barricades set up. So ReedPop just wants to take a look at that, because in the future, you don't want to have someone cut the line and then some shouting goes and pushing, and then someone gets into a fight, and then hopefully, someone doesn't get hurt. So they definitely want to take a look into that, because it got a little dicey. So on Saturday and Sunday, me and my crew were not having it. We were not waiting on that line. So we got there even earlier. We got there at 8 a.m. and we went right down into the queue hall, and we had no problems getting inside, no long lines, nothing like that. All right, guys, I just want to give you a little helpful hint about the queue hall. If you're looking to get into a really hot panel, or you're trying to buy a New York Comic Con exclusive that they're selling in limited quantities, you want to get there as early as possible. I would say 8 a.m. is the best time to get there, because they bring you down to the queue hall. And here's a little thing. People in the queue hall get into the show early. On Saturday, they let us in about 9:45. On Sunday, we got in at 9:50. So that 10 to 15 minutes gives you a head start for all the thousands of people that are waiting outside that are not going to get in until 10 o'clock. So if you're downstairs in that queue hall, before the doors open, you're in good shape. Just keep in mind, you're going to be sitting on a cold floor for about 2 hours. But again, if you want to get into that panel that's going to get capped in the main stage, you want to be down there. Let's talk exclusives. I'm a huge exclusive hunter, and this was probably one of my best New York Comic Cons for grabbing up exclusives. Every year, I try to get something from Toy Tokyo. I try to get something from Funko, and I usually get like one or two things, but this was the first year that I got everything that I wanted. All right, so I was able to get the Harley Quinn, the new 52 version, New York Comic Con exclusive. I'm going to do an unboxing video, so look out for that soon. I was kind of surprised. They didn't sell out of this. They were still available on Saturday. They also sold the Spider-Gwen, which actually sold out very, very fast. I also got the Bruce Wayne statue. He's holding the rose. I think it's supposed to be when he goes to visit his parents on the anniversary of their murder. He goes to Crime Alley, puts the rose down. This was one of the hot sellers for Kotobukiya. They also had a Clark Kent statue, which my buddy got, and they sold out pretty fast. I think by the end of Thursday, they were gone. So I always say New York Comic Con is one of those shows where you have to really do your research and really plan things out. I went to the Bluefin booth and I saw this Whis figure, and I was like, yeah, I got to have that, add it to the collection. And I got to the end of the line, and there was a guy with a little sheet and had all their exclusives, and they had a Super Saiyan Vegeta, and I didn't even know that that was available. So I went to the checkout, and when the guy grabbed the Whis off the shelf, there it was. There was the Super Saiyan Vegeta. So it was one of those, New York Comic Con experiences where, you kind of got lucky. You were in the right place at the right time. So I wasn't even expecting this. I didn't know about it, but I was able to pick it up. So the only other exclusives I really wanted was from Funko. And if you know, you had to win a lottery just in order to shop at the Funko booth, which makes me laugh because if you can imagine, your product is so popular. Like, I want to give you money. Like, here, I don't care how much that pop costs. Take my money. No. You have to win a lottery in order to shop at the booth. I didn't win. I had everyone that I was going with enter. They didn't win. But on Friday, as I was leaving, it was around 6 o'clock, and I just so happened to walk past the Funko booth, and they were open up to the public. They didn't really have a lot of stuff left, but I was able to get the Indiana Jones pop in the muddy Jeep, which was very cool. It was a nice little surprise. And then I went back on Saturday, same time, around 6 o'clock, and they opened up to the public again. And I was able to get the Batgirl, and you see, New York Comic Con exclusive. And I also got the Kitty Pryde with the Lockheed. It reminds me of the Ant-Man pop with the little Ant-Man. You can see the little Lockheed. He's down right there. Well, no, you can't see him, right? There he is. There he is, little Lockheed. And I I got the Shane, and I didn't know this. His last name is Walsh. Did you guys know that? Shane Walsh. So on Sunday, of course, I went back. There were only 2 more pops that I wanted to get. And when we got to the line, it was open to the public. It was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I wanted the Super Saiyan Trunks and the Joker from The Killing Joke. And I looked at the shelf. There was like 36 Trunks left and about 32 Jokers left. Me and my brother-in-law got online. And make a long story short, I mean, for me, this is going to go down as one of the greatest moments in my New York Comic Con history. I got the Super Saiyan Trunks, no problem. Me and my brother-in-law got the very last 2 Jokers. The very last 2 of the show. So you want to talk about a buzzer beater. I was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't believe it. Stuff like that never happens to me. All right, guys, so if you let me, I just want to show you more of my haul that I got at New York Comic Con. You know, it was announced earlier this year that they're going to end Invincible, you know, the Robert Kirkman superhero comic book, which I absolutely love. And I decided I wanted to get a complete set. So I went hunting for comic books, and I got great deals. One of the things about New York Comic Con, you can get back issues for a decent, really great price. There was one booth, they were selling back issues for $2 a piece, which is less than cover price. So, I mean, I got an issue 4, I got a 5, I got 6, I got 8. I actually got 2 8s by accident. But I was able to put a huge dent in my back issue. I'm well on my way to completing the set. But the big score, boom, I got a number 1. Now, if you can see here, the guy wanted 150. I spoke to him on Thursday. I said, how about 100? He said 120. Long story short, I got it for 115. It's not a perfect copy, but it's got a little ding here on the side. But it is a number 1, and we wanted 150. I got it for 115. So again, for me, it was a great show this year. I also got a Super Saiyan Vegeta pop and a Bloody Bruce Lee pop, and it's signed by somebody. I have no idea who signed it. But I also got this awesome Killer Kill statue. I got some J. Scott Campbell prints, Mary J. the Bride. I got Psylocke, and they're all signed by J. Scott Campbell. Extraordinary X-Men, and this is awesome. Let me see, get this right. It's a 3-way print, makes 1 image, so you got Storm and Rogue, and then I forget her name from the Savage Land. If you remember, put it down in the comment section below. So you put them all together, makes 1 big image, and again, all signed by J. Scott Campbell. There's a section called The Block. It's like between aisle 100 and like 300. A lot of independent artists, and they have some really cool stuff that you wouldn't find from like your local retailers. So there's this one studio, it was called The 13th Floor, and they had these really cool prints, these Star Wars prints, and you see the Mickey Mouse balloon and the stormtroopers holding it down. And my friend pointed out to me that it was a very unique piece because now Disney owns Star Wars, and you got the Mickey Mouse balloon holding the stormtroopers. I didn't catch that the first time I saw it. So again, all these images from World War II. You got the stormtrooper, this very iconic photo of, you know, the soldiers with their guns. And then there was this one. I see the stormtrooper holding the Imperial flag over war-torn. I believe that's England. Very cool. I really like that. I don't know where I'm going to put it in the man cave, but I'll find a spot for it. And I got a Ryan Otley print. Really cool dude. I really chatted for him with a little bit, and I told him how I got the Invincible number 1 for 115. He couldn't believe it. And then the last thing I want to show you is Chris Uminga. I have a lot of his artwork. You should check him out on Facebook, Christopher Uminga. Awesome artist, really cool dude. And he also did this print with Darth Vader, Darth Maul, and Kylo Ren. So there it is, guys, my New York Comic Con haul. I had a great show this year. I hope you did as well. Let me know some of your experiences, good or bad, in the comments section down below. Hopefully you had a buzzer beater like I did at the Funko Pop. I'm already saving up for next year. I'm super excited. I mean, I can't wait for 2017 to come. Hopefully the comic book gods are kind to you and you're able to get tickets, and hopefully I will see you there.